the American people, and the resolve of this governor to follow through on his campaign promises to do what's right when it's coming to states fighting back on illegal immigration. We are utilizing every resource available to right the wrong of a de facto open border. And because every sheriff up here can attest that the cost of the illegal immigration is far too high. That is why Governor DeSantis has led the charge to establish the State Board of Immigration under the Florida Cabinet and to ensure that our law enforcement officers would become 287G certified and can assist our federal government and ICE in removing illegal aliens, especially those who are committing crimes, from our communities. Florida has led the nation in fighting against the high cost of illegal immigration, and we are proud to continue our work with ICE, the Department of Homeland Security, and President Trump to ensure that our communities become safer every day. Today, I am here and I am proud to award over $1.8 million to support our sheriff's offices in their efforts to assist ICE with illegal immigration enforcement. The funds awarded today are through the State Board of Immigration Enforcement and are reimbursements for the 287G programs and equipment necessary to assist ICE in the enforcement of immigration laws, in addition to bonuses for the officers that are 287G certified and are assisting in all 287G operations. So we have some checks here. What I'm going to do right now is call up each one of the sheriffs. We are going to award them with the check. We'll take some pictures, and I will return to the microphone. Our very own Sheriff Hardwick from St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is awarded $1 million. Next up, Sheriff Cook, Clay County Sheriff's Office, awarding $606,151.13. Don't ask me where the 13 cents came from, Sheriff. I don't know. Next up, Sheriff DeLoach, Putnam County Sheriff's Office, with an award of $108,384. City of Jacksonville, Sheriff T.K. Waters awarded $94,000. Sheriff. And last but certainly not least today, one of my favorites, Sheriff Smith, Gordon Smith, Bradford County Sheriff's Office, awarded $25,683. Not that you guys are not all my favorites. All right, let's get a big old movie photo in. All right, stand up. We'll figure it out somehow. Why don't you guys line up in the front? I'll speak over. Again, I want to thank the sheriffs for everything that you guys do in our communities. Look, I know how part it is over the past couple of years, without the leadership, lack of leadership coming from the federal government flowing down, over the past couple of years, it's been, very difficult to be in law enforcement because they were trying to demonize your profession. And I know firsthand what you guys go through. I'm so thankful that here in the free state of Florida that we do everything that we can to try to put you guys on the pedestal, because you guys truly are the community heroes. It's not only just keeping our community safe, but it's the things that people don't see. Responding to calls day in, day out, talking to people, making sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can in order to keep our community safe, which doesn't necessarily mean putting the bad guys away. That's a big part of it, but also making sure that we are preventing crime, which is a big issue. And I just personally want to thank you guys. Everyone here knows that we are talking about property tax reform, and the governor and I have always said, and we will maintain, that we must prioritize law enforcement and make sure that law enforcement has the resources that they need, and our first responders, to make sure that we keep our community safe. The first role of government in itself is to make sure that we protect our citizens. And there is no better way to protect our citizens locally than to make sure that we are prioritizing our first responders and making sure that they are the first things to be funded. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen over the past couple weeks that I have been quite famously arguing with some of these local governments. But I want you to know that the governor and I and the whole cabinet have your back. And we will continue fighting for you guys to make sure that you have the resources that you need. So again, on behalf of the whole state of Florida, we are grateful for all the work that you guys do in our communities, keeping us safe. So with that, let's invite Sheriff Robert Harwick from right here in St. Johns County to come up for some remarks. Sheriff.
CFO, thank you. And on behalf of the 1,000 members of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, sir, thank you. The front of this podium says supporting law enforcement, sir, and I think we got clear, concise, and factual information all the way from the President of the United States to the governor, to all of you cabinet members, including you, sir, and our lieutenant governor, saying this is exactly what the state of Florida is going to do. We're going to lead from the front, we're going to lead by example, and we're going to set the tone of the rest of the United States. And that's exactly what we did. But as I accepted this check here today of just over $1 million, I wanted to bring my entire team to my left and your right. They should be standing here in front of me because those are the men and women that work behind the scenes. And again, they got that clear decision and clear direction of what to do under the 287G program, and we really stepped it up. We were all in, and my fellow brothers and sisters, of course, as Clay County Sheriff and my Duval County Sheriff and Bradford County Sheriff, we were all in up here in Putnam County, of course. We were all in up here, sir, under the 287G. St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, in the very near future, we will have 104 designated immigration officers. I think we set the tone, of course, as this is just simply telling you, CFO, that we're going to do it better than everybody else, of course, across the United States of America. We also have 31 WSOs in our jail program, and we are down the same road that my fellow Sheriff T.K. Waters and Sheriff Michelle Cook are doing with the JEM program. We have actually put all of our paperwork in, waiting for the federal government to give us that designation of the JEM program in our jail. So again, sir, we are all in. And I will tell you this, sir, it starts with you. You have been accessible when you worked in the Senate. You're accessible now. You answer your phone. You're one of those people, of course, that are you're doing the right thing, sir. And we're excited to work with you as our CFO. Thank you for your support today. But I just want to give a special shout out to our deputy sheriffs, our men and women of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. You were given a task with really not a lot of direction, and you exceeded the standards. You went above and beyond. You weren't given any direction besides just go do your job and do it to the best of your abilities. So to the men and women of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, we're going to increase technology with this $1 million with our LPR system, which I think is state of the art as we speak today. All of our DIOs and our WSOs will get a bonus, sir, thank you, for, of course, stepping up and wanting to do those additional duties. So again, thank you, sir. On behalf of my fellow brothers and sisters, of course, that work in the Northeast Florida, I think we're doing it the way we're supposed to be. So CFO, again, on behalf of the members of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, God bless you, and thank you for the work you do, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sheriff. Next up, Sheriff T.K. Waters, Duval County.
So good afternoon, and thank you, Chief and Financial Officer in Golia, for your continued partnership and your amazing support. In Jacksonville, our mission has always been simple: to keep our community safe. Every decision we make, every policy we implement comes back to the core responsibility, or that core responsibility. And illegal immigration enforcement is no different. When individuals break the law to enter our country and then go on to commit crimes in our neighborhoods, it puts families, businesses, and our deputies at risk. And I want to commend the governor, the legislature, our CFO for taking this issue seriously and backing it up with real action, not just words. From new laws that hold people accountable to resources that help sheriffs do their jobs more effectively, the state has provided leadership that has been made a real difference on the ground in our communities. Through coordination with our state and federal partners, we've arrested and processed 545 criminal aliens for deportation in 2025 alone through our 287G program. That's 545 individuals who've committed crimes in our communities, 140 of them, over 140 of them DUIs that are very dangerous on our roadways, who have committed crimes in our community and can thankfully no longer victimize the citizens of Jacksonville. The work we've done is all about protecting victims, enforcing the rule of law, and maintaining trust with the law-abiding members of our immigrant communities, people who came here the right way and deserve to live without fear of those who didn't. As sheriff, I'm proud that Jacksonville was part of a broader effort to uphold the law with integrity, fairness, and professionalism. Public safety is a shared responsibility between local law enforcement, our state leaders, and the community that we serve. And together we're making Florida a stronger, safer place for everyone who calls it home. Thank you once again, CFO. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff. Next up, Sheriff Michelle Cook, Clay County.
TK, lower the microphone next time, please. All right. So thank you so much. And, CFO Agnolia, did I say that right? I always mess up. CFO Blaze.
CFO Blaze.
All right. Thank you for your continued support of the men and women in law enforcement who are out there every single day, putting their lives on the line to keep our communities safe. And like what was alluded to earlier, Clay County, Duval County, and 2 other agencies in the state of Florida have had the jail enforcement model for years, and where we would work with ICE on criminal aliens that were arrested on state charges, but we always felt like we were just sort of doing it on our own because there was not support, there was not funding to help us assist. But we know through our experience that more often than not, the illegal aliens that are committing crimes in communities are committing crimes against other immigrants who are here trying to do the right thing. So I'm relieved that the president and the governor and the cabinet and you, of course, are really seeing this for what it is. It's about protecting communities. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I stand before you to tell you that Florida has discovered the recipe for law and order success. Obviously, we must have citizens who support their local law enforcement deputies and actively take part in crime-fighting initiatives. Second, you must have strong sheriffs, and Florida leads the way with strong sheriffs who set strategic priorities to reduce crime and the fear of crime. But the icing on the cake for Florida is that our great free state has state leadership that actively supports local officials, including, and most importantly, your sheriffs, as we continue to keep our communities safe. I want to thank you, sir, for your hard work to ensure that sheriffs receive the funding that we need to keep our communities safe. And that funding is especially critical for counties like mine who don't have a whole lot of money in Clay County. Illegal immigration is a pressing issue in our state and in our country, and the money received here today will be used to strengthen law enforcement efforts, ensuring that our deputies can respond quickly and effectively. On behalf of the men and women of the Clay County Sheriff's Office, I just want to say thank you for supporting the boots on the ground responders and for being a good partner to law enforcement. Thank you.
Sheriff. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir. Won't happen again.
Next up, Sheriff Gordon Smith, Bradford County Sheriff.
I promise you I keep this to 15 minutes, so I wrote it down. Thank you. You really stepped up, not only what you did in the Senate, but when you become CFO, you did exactly everything you said you was going to do. So on behalf of the men and women that serve and protect and keep our community safe each and every day, thank you, and thank you for allowing us to have the governor for the great free state of Florida that we have, or we wouldn't be where we're at today, leading the nation. To you in the media, let me explain something to you. Law enforcement is not politics. It's protection. It's the foundation of every safe neighborhood and every free nation. The men and women of law enforcement proudly support our federal partners in their mission to enforce immigration law and remove those who enter our country illegally. This is not about division. It's about defense. Defense of the rule of law and the safety of our citizens that we took an oath to serve and protect. We do this because we love our country. We love our communities and the people who follow the law, including those who come here legally. They work hard and embrace the American way of life. We don't lock our doors at night, for we fear our neighbors. We lock them because we love the families inside. And just like that, we enforce the law not out of fear, but out of love. Love for what's right. Love for our people, and love for a nation that we have sworn to protect. And if you have a problem with that, leave. Find you another place. Find you another country. But public safety is not a partisan issue. So don't try to make it that way. We see it too much every single day. It's a promise that as long as we wear this badge, I might add that's a sheriff's badge, we'll uphold the law, protect the innocent, and stand firm in the security of every American. So thank you, and God bless the brave women and men who took an oath and owe it their duty to serve and protect our communities. And to y'all, I want to say thank you. And again, thank you, CFO. And this will go to working with our federal partners to ensure we keep our communities safe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Sheriff Gator Deloach, Putnam County.
CFO Ingoglia, words are inadequate to express our gratitude for your support of law enforcement, not only here in Northeast Florida, but throughout the state. Florida has gotten it right with our immigration model. We see that it's effective, we see that it's working, and we can't say thank you enough for the unified support that we see not only from you, but from the governor, the State Board of Immigration, and the legislature. Just 4 years ago, Sheriff Smith and I had an opportunity to travel to McAllen, Texas, to visit the border with Congressman Kat Kamek and several other law enforcement leaders. And we saw firsthand the serious and detrimental impacts of illegal immigration. We witnessed firsthand where coyotes and human traffickers were taking young, innocent, small children and toddlers and tossing them in the water to create diversions so that illegal criminal aliens could be smuggled back into the United States where they had previously been deported for atrocities and crimes that they had committed against other human beings. And we left there absolutely defeated that day. It was eye-opening to say the least, demoralizing and absolutely defeated when we left there. But it's refreshing now to see that we have a governor, a CFO, and a legislature who supports our mission and understands the importance of the fact that every town is a border town. And we see those impacts here daily. So from all of us, again, thank you.
So just a couple of comments about illegal immigration, how we got here, and what we're up against. I think everyone in this room knows what we're up against. But let's not forget that this is a problem that has been festering in the United States for the better part of 50 years. Ever since the 1980s, it was supposed to be a grand bargain where we were going to have better, more enforceable immigration law in exchange for amnesty way back when in the 1980s. Well, we got the amnesty, but we didn't get the enforcement of the immigration laws. And going forward, the federal government has not been able nor willing to crack down on illegal immigration for a long time. And the red tape that it takes in order for people to come over legally sort of incentivizes them to come over illegally. And when you combine those two with what we saw in the previous presidential administration with a de facto open borders policy, it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, you guys are here to keep our community safe. I mean, is it a coincidence that over the past 20 years we've seen a rise in some of these violent crimes with the corresponding rise of illegal immigration, drugs? We have people in our communities literally ODing, and it can all be traced back to the lack of enforcement of specifically the southern border. We have emboldened the drug cartels to the point where they're actually making more money off of human smuggling these days than they are off of drug trafficking. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, but who can we blame? I mean, I think a lot of the blame goes on the federal government for not doing anything for almost 50 years. And now we're all put in this situation where we have illegal immigrants who are committing crimes in our communities, and you guys have to go and keep everyone safe. We are asking you to do things that nobody has ever done before when it comes to not only keeping your community safe, but also enforcing immigration law and going the extra mile in doing so. I'm constantly amazed at how much the state of Florida leads on a lot of issues. And this is no different than any other issue. Florida, by far and away, are leading on this issue. We've created a model here with the hard work of the sheriffs and law enforcement across the state of Florida that should stay in place for decades to come, for 50 years to come, because we do not know if the federal government is ever going to fix the broken legal immigration system. I am hopeful with Donald Trump in the office, but as you can see, there's a lot of people up there that are just trying to stand in the man's way to get good work done. But what's so special about what you guys are doing with the 287G program, it is institutionalized now. This should be the model for every 50 states going forward, because we do not know what the next administration is going to be, or the administration after that. You know, one thing that I know about government is that when a government program gets put into place, it's very hard to take away that government program. I would love for this 287G program to be expanded with the jail enforcement model. So this way, the state of Florida and the other 49 states can fight back and push back on the federal government if they do continue to not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But having said that, this president, it's amazing what he is doing. Just the sheer fact that that man is in office right now is serving as a deterrent. And what this governor is doing with you all supporting these programs is creating deterrent for people, criminal aliens, to settle in the state of Florida. So thank you. With that, I'm more than happy to take any questions. If you have any questions for me or any one of the sheriffs, I'm sure they'll be happy to answer. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Alexis with Action News. Are you able to speak on how many ICE arrests have been made across Northeast Florida for the last 6 months or even this past year?
I don't know. Sheriff, do you have any?
I can speak for St. John's, I'm sure.
We can have the sheriffs come up and relay those numbers.
Thank you.
So just speaking for St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, and I can simply just speak based on what the data was, of course, as the beginning of the weekend. So roadside deportations in St. Johns County were at 710 since we started keeping the data, of course, on January 23rd of this year. And then out of the jail, of course, these are people that actually went to the jail for another criminal offense, and they were deported by, of course, Customs and Border Patrol out of our jails at 421. That's for St. Johns County. And Sheriff T.K. Waters said his in his statements, of course. Yes, ma'am.
Our office will be more than happy to aggregate some of the data with all the sheriffs here. If this way we can save time and get that to you. Sydney, if we can take care of that, that'd be awesome. Yes?
Mr. Nagolia, can you talk a little bit about, well, two things. First, can you talk a little bit about the variable amounts that each of the sheriff's offices receive? And are sheriffs and other law enforcement agencies across the state also receiving funds like these folks are?
So I'll answer the second question first is yes, other law enforcement agencies are receiving the funds, and it's done by a formula of how many people they have in the program, how many they're trained, how much money they are expending. Because what we've learned with the federal government under President Donald Trump is that they are a willing partner to help with this. So it is not, it is incumbent on the federal government to help that if our communities and our taxpayers are going to basically pay for the enforcement of something that the federal government should be doing, then it's only right that the federal government help pitch in on that, and that's why you're seeing this money. Yes, sir.
Just curious, when you guys disperse this money to law enforcement to help deportation and illegal immigration and stuff like that, was this planned in advance, or is this something you guys thought of recently? Like, how long was this thought of to give this money to the sheriff officers?
Yeah, look, I think this is something that's been in a planning since day one, the requesting of the money, because we know that the taxpayers, the local taxpayers, are initially footing the bill on this, but it's been a commitment from the federal government and President Trump to make sure that they are making the state whole, just like the money that we saw for some of these detention facilities. I know a lot of people were saying that the money would never come, but the money came, and that goes towards the commitment of the federal government to make us whole when it comes to this. So anytime, and over the years, the jail enforcement model, whenever there have been detainees that they've asked to be held by ICE, has always been reimbursed by the federal government. So this is just an expansion of those programs. Any other questions? Guys, I want to thank you for coming today. I want to thank you for making sure that this issue stays first and foremost on all of our radars. Sheriffs, I appreciate everything that you do in your communities. As you know, I am always available to you anytime, day or night. I'm just a phone call away. And for the deputies and the trainees that are in the room, thank you. You guys are going to make a difference. Your children and your grandchildren, I truly believe, are going to look upon this time and say that when it came to illegal immigration, boy, did the state of Florida step up. And it's because of you guys. So I appreciate you for everything that you do. Thank you, everyone. God bless everyone. God bless the great state of Florida.